During a routine day at a local grocery store, the security guard Nathan was sitting at his desk and keeping an eye on what was going on inside the shop. Suddenly, he saw a woman, a customer, enter a restricted back room, an area clearly off-limits to shoppers. At first, he thought that she entered it by mistake and would return quickly, but when that did not happen, he decided to go over there and send her away. However, the color drained from his face when he realized the real reason why the woman had ventured into the back. But before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. As he made his way into the area where no customers were allowed, he walked directly to the storage room. On the security footage, he had seen the woman enter that room, and he assumed she was still in there. He opened the door, and he was about to say, "What are you doing back here?" But then he suddenly froze. The room was empty. Nathan entered and checked every corner as well as behind some of the closets, but there was no one in there. The woman was gone. Nathan left the storage room and looked around, keeping his ears pointed. Suddenly, he felt a hand on his shoulder, and it startled him. He quickly turned around. He sighed when he saw that it was only Stephanie, one of the employees. "What's up, Nathan? Are you looking for me?" she said with a big smile. She'd had a crush on him ever since he started working there. Nathan started to explain that he was looking for that woman, but Stephanie immediately lost interest. "Oh, I haven't seen anyone come in here. She probably left already," she said. However, Nathan wasn't ready to let this go just yet. He decided to simply search every room, starting with the one at his left. Nathan checked several rooms, but he found no sign of the woman. Then, all of a sudden, he heard some noise coming from the manager's office, and it immediately caught his attention. He knew manager wasn't at work today. He hurried to the door and wanted to open it, but to his surprise, it was locked. He ran back to his office to grab his keys and returned to the locked door as quickly as he could. When he finally picked out the right key, he unlocked the door and opened it, and he was absolutely shocked by what he saw inside. The entire office was a complete mess. Papers were scrambled everywhere, on the desk, on the chairs, on the floor. The office was empty, but Nathan had spotted the broken window through which the woman must have escaped. One thing was clear: he needed to find her. Nathan immediately closed the manager's office door, locking it tightly to ensure privacy. He briskly walked back to his office, concerned about the woman's intentions. As he passed the aisles, his mind raced with possibilities of what she could be after. Once inside his office, Nathan accessed the security system to review the footage. He scrolled through the videos with a practiced eye, pausing and playing back key moments. His fingers tapped impatiently on the desk as he watched the woman's every move, her presence on screen as enigmatic as her disappearance. He scrutinized the video to gather any clues about the woman's identity and actions, checking exactly where she walked around the shop. The camera angles provided glimpses of her face, her determined look, and the careful way she moved. His next steps were clear: gather more evidence and keep this quiet until he knew exactly what was at stake. Returning to the manager's office, Nathan surveyed the chaos left by the woman. Papers still lay scattered like leaves after a storm, and drawers hung open as if in mid-search. Nathan's eyes narrowed, tracing the path the woman might have taken through the room. He squatted to pick up a fallen file, his mind racing. What was so important that it led her to this secret frenzy? He attempted to piece together what she might have been searching for amid the mess. Nathan shuffled through the papers, each one whispering potential secrets. He paused, holding a half-crumpled photo that had fallen behind the desk. It was a picture of a little girl. His brow furrowed as he studied it, trying to connect this odd piece to the puzzle. "What were you looking for?" he muttered, feeling the edges of a deeper mystery. Unsure, Nathan decided to call Mr. Dunn, the manager, seeking guidance on the situation. He dialed, his fingers tapping impatiently on the desk. "Mr. Dunn, it's Nathan. There's been a break-in at your office," he started, voice steady. The phone crackled, then Mr. Dunn's weary voice came through. "Just make sure it's all secure, Nathan. We'll sort it out tomorrow." Mr. Dunn instructed Nathan to leave everything as is and casually dismissed his concerns. "Don't worry about it, Nathan. Probably just someone looking for quick cash. Leave it for now," he advised, too quickly, too casually. Nathan's grip tightened on the phone. The casual dismissal didn't sit right with him. He ended the call, a frown etching deeper into his features as suspicion began to gnaw at him. Nathan sensed panic in Mr. Dunn's voice, which he had clearly tried to hide, raising his suspicion about the manager's involvement. He replayed the conversation in his head, noting the haste in Dunn's voice, the subtle tremor that suggested fear. "Why so nervous, Mr. Dunn?" Nathan whispered to the empty room. His eyes swept over the disarray once more, a resolve forming. He knew he couldn't let this go. Not yet. Something bigger was hiding behind this mess. After locking the manager's office as instructed by Mr. Dunn, Nathan nearly bumped into Stephanie, who appeared from around a corner with a mop in hand. "Hey, everything all right?" she asked, her brow furrowed in concern. Nathan forced a smile, nodding slowly. "Just routine checks," he reassured her, avoiding her gaze. Stephanie watched him for a moment longer, her curiosity unsatisfied. She didn't seem to believe him. Nathan reassured Stephanie with a weak joke, masking his deep concerns. He watched her walk away, his smile fading. The weight of a secret pressed down on him. Trying to focus, he proceeded with his routine security checks around the store, scanning for anything unusual. The familiar task offered him some comfort, but the silence of the store only grew louder. As the shift wore on, Nathan greeted customers with a practiced smile, but his mind was elsewhere, haunted by questions. Who was the woman? What was her connection to Mr. Dunn? And why had he found that photo of a little girl? At the end of the day, Nathan left the store, still troubled. The cool evening air did little to ease his mind. Determined to find answers, he arrived early the next day. As he sipped coffee, he replayed the broken window and scattered papers in his mind, his resolve solidifying. Today he would dig deeper. While passing Mr. Dunn's office, Nathan overheard a tense conversation. The words "stolen proof" and "urgent action" floated through the crack of the door. His heart raced as the pieces of a troubling puzzle began to form. Before he could retreat, Mr. Dunn caught sight of him, quickly ending the call. "What are you doing here so early?" Mr. Dunn asked, his voice laced with hidden tension. Nathan quickly backed away, but the encounter fueled his suspicions. Later, Nathan confronted Mr. Dunn, but the manager feigned ignorance. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said dismissively. Frustrated, Nathan returned to the security footage, scanning for clues. He finally spotted something: the woman, darting between cars in the parking lot, hurried and purposeful. His eyes narrowed in focus as he traced her to a dark sedan. He identified the car's license plate and cross-referenced it with DMV records. The name that popped up was familiar. He knew this person. Energized, he mapped out the address and headed for the door, determined to confront the woman and uncover the truth. As he drove to her house, anticipation mixed with anxiety. The further he drove, the higher the stakes felt. His focus sharpened with every mile, and by the time he reached the neighborhood, he was ready to confront whatever secrets the woman might hold. Nathan's eyes darted from one street corner to the next, alert for any sign of trouble. He instinctively rested his hand on the door lock, his senses heightened. When he arrived at the woman's house, he surveyed the quiet neighborhood, but didn't spot her car. The address was a small, neglected bungalow with tight curtains and an empty driveway. His mind raced as he whispered, "Where are you?" After half an hour of waiting, his patience wore thin, and the stillness of the neighborhood made every sound seem louder. He checked his watch again, knowing he couldn't wait forever, but also couldn't risk missing her. Finally, the woman's car appeared. Nathan's focus sharpened as she stepped out, confirming she was the same woman from the store. Her movements were swift and purposeful. She entered the house with confidence, disappearing behind the drawn curtains. Nathan quickly noted the time and details of what she was carrying. Each piece of information felt crucial. Determined, Nathan crossed the street and approached her door. His heart pounded as he stood before it, muttering, It's now or never, he knocked firmly, his nerves escalating with each passing second. The quiet of the neighborhood only added to the tension as he waited for a response. When the woman answered, she was wary, clearly unsettled by the stranger at her door. "Can I help you?" she asked, her posture defensive. Nathan introduced himself as security from the grocery store, and her demeanor shifted to one of resistance. She crossed her arms and attempted to shut the door, but Nathan blocked it with his foot. "Please, I just need a few minutes," he insisted. The standoff escalated as Nathan pressed her about her actions at the store. "I saw you in the back rooms. Why were you there?" Her hesitation told him there was more to the story. "It's not what you think," she began, but Nathan pressed on. "Then tell me, what was it about?" Reluctantly, she invited him inside, cautioning him about the gravity of the situation. "You don't understand what you're getting into," she warned, her eyes darting around the room nervously. Nathan nodded, signaling for her to continue. The stakes had just risen higher. She finally admitted she was searching for evidence. "There are things happening at that store, things that are wrong," she said. Nathan listened intently, his mind racing as the pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. This wasn't just a case of trespassing or theft, it was much deeper than that. As she revealed the unsettling details of what she had been looking for, Nathan realized the full depth of the situation. "If we're not careful, it could get much worse," she added. Nathan, now fully committed to finding the truth, stood resolute. Whatever dangers lay ahead, he knew he had to uncover them.